Oh boy, is it that time of year or what? And I never needed a word like synthesis as much as I did this past week. Because at one point, there was wrapping paper and ribbon and flour and a dress list and packing bubble wrap and, well, there was just decorations and stuff and chaos everywhere in my house. And it all had to come together in time for Sunday, today, when this evening we're having our very first Christmas party at our home in Florida. And there were moments where I was like, is it ever going to all get done? It seemed like as soon as I got one thing done, another thing popped up that needed to be handled. But you know what? It all got done. Synthesis is something to be very grateful for when all the elements that seem disparate just come together. The real challenge is to maintain your peace when your life seems to be in pieces. And I hope you did that well this week. And some of my friends actually did see some things that they've been waiting on come together too. So maybe there's something happening in the universe, properties that were for sale, going under contract, loves of your life manifesting, possibilities abounding, things you've been dreaming of. There's still time for it all to come true. The fat lady hasn't sung yet. And speaking of fat ladies, I'm not so much one anymore. We're heading toward 30 pounds down, just like I promised at the beginning of the year. So that's another thing that came together. I needed to just find the right eating plan for me. If some of you are interested, it's called the Bone Broth Diet. My husband calls it the Bone Brain Diet, but he is also a believer now, and he actually makes the broth for me, where bones, chicken bones, simmer in a crock pot for 24 hours with veggies, and it reduces down, and 2 days a week you fast and you drink the broth. And then the other days of the week you eat sensibly, avoid sugar and carbs and all that good stuff, and it actually really works. So if you've been looking for a plan to make it all come together for you, all I can say is this one's working for me. So we are in the middle of the holiday season, and I wonder what word we all need this week. So I'm going to say a prayer, believing that I am going to pick a word that's going to fit the bill for all of us. It usually works out that way. And the answer is faith. So if you are still waiting for things to come together, have faith. Believe it before it manifests. If it's a dream that's in your heart, it wasn't put there to frustrate you. Have faith. I was thinking about the first story that comes to mind is when they're out in the fishing boat and the winds started up and the waves were crashing and all the disciples were in the boat with Jesus and they're freaking out. Jesus is just taking a little nap. He's not concerned. But they were freaking out. So you're like, yo, Jesus, wake up. Things are going bad here. We're all going to die. Have you ever felt like that? I know I have. So Jesus wakes up. He doesn't chastise them and say, oh, come on, you bozos. How come you're all freaking out? You got the Lord of Glory here in the boat with you. No. He just stands up and he says, peace, be still. And all of a sudden, everything gets calm. All is calm and all is bright. And it's a good reminder, whatever your belief system is, that there is a greater force at work. And it's in the boat with you. You don't have to be afraid when you've got such power on your side. Have faith and know that your boat's not going to capsize. And in fact, if the disciples had had faith, maybe they would have gotten their surfboards and gone for the ride of their life. I say that's a great reminder for all of us this week. And as George Michael said, you gotta have faith, the faith, the faith. You gotta have faith, the faith, the faith. Have a great week.